so let's talk about distance, because there is one thing that golfers who hit it a long way do, and there is one thing that shorter hitters do. And you could also say there is one thing that long hitters see and another thing that shorter hitters see. So when we look at the golf ball and we divide it into symmetry, what will happen is if you are a short hitter, you're going to be focusing very much on the back of the golf ball. And what I mean by this is you will have a tendency to move your upper body too much over towards your trail side in the backswing. If you're a longer hitter, your head will stay much more centralized. This will mean that you're able to produce more of a centered turn and get your arms working higher. Because speed basically just comes from leverage, and that should be pretty obvious because we think about doing things like a chip shot or a pitch shot. The big thing you're obviously going to do is swing back much shorter. If you're going to hit like a full shot, you're obviously going to try and swing much, much higher. So I get it all the time where golfers reach out for help and they might be struggling with something like distance. They've started to notice they're losing, a club or two. And the main reason is because golfers that are losing distance have a tendency to move their upper body over towards their trail leg. And this basically means that you can't create leverage. Golfers that don't have that problem keep their head much stiller and are able to advance their hands and arms at much higher. So the reason for this is because it's known as the thoracic extension. So this basically just means the ability to sort of keep the upper body, if you like, more sort of vertical. Now, a good exercise for you to practice this is if you position your hands similar to what I'm demonstrating here and just feel like you're pushing your hands down towards the floor. And then just sort of start swinging your arms, keeping them nice and straight and feel like they're constantly sort of pushing away from you, meaning don't ever allow the arms to bend basically. And then from here, just sort of keep advancing it further and further along. You see, if you're the kind of person who moves your head and you move your upper body too much over to your trail side, what you're going to notice is you're only ever going to be able to advance so high. As opposed to if you're somebody who keeps your head much more centralized, you're going to notice the way you can advance your arms much higher. And that's the thing, because based on leverage should be based on the concept of when it's straight. So what I mean by this is, if somebody moves like this and then bends their arms, they'll think that's a full swing. But if I was to reposition this relatively straight, that's as much leverage as you're really creating, as opposed to somebody who might look like they swing it shorter, in terms of where the club head is, but again, the leverage is far greater. So work on it for me, work on that drill. And like I say, if you're somebody who's losing distance, I'd hang my hat on. There's a very good chance that you are struggling with that backswing rotation. Bye.